November 3rd at the King's Theater, you can see the Arabian Variation and all the other magical parts of the Nutcracker. To be precise, it's the Great Russian Nutcracker as performed by the Great Moscow Ballet. Now, members of the ballet have been spending time here in Brooklyn at the Brighton Beach Ballet and Theater School. And this year, more than 60 Brooklyn children auditioned to perform in that very show.
The woman in charge of those auditions, as well as a soloist with the company, joins us now to talk about its history and the upcoming show. We want to welcome principal ballerina Olga Aru.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. We're also happy to have producer Akiva Talmi. For the past 23 years, he's produced the ballet's North American tour. Welcome. And we're also joined by Irina Roizen, founder of Brighton Ballet Theater and School, which has been hosting the Moscow Ballet. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you all for joining us today.
All sitting up just a little bit straight.
I know.
Ballerina next to me.
Well, Akiva, let's start with you. You spent over 20 years bringing Russian ballet to North America. Tell us about that experience for you.
Well, Moscow Ballet was one of the first independent companies at the fall of Soviet Union. So 1992, as you know, was the end of Soviet Union, and our company started around that period with Vlasov, an artist at the Bolshoi Theater, the National Theater of Russia, and he created the Nutcracker in a Russian environment. The original story takes place in Germany. This is in Russia, so we Russified it. He did a performance in 1957 at the Carnegie when the Bolshoi first arrived, and he did a character piece with a bird. And we used in Act Two a piece that, based on his original work at the Bolshoi Theater, on the bird, which we call the Dove of Peace. And our ballet is Nutcracker in the Land of Peace and Harmony. So Vlasov created the concept of Nutcracker in a Russian community. And from there, we developed basically into a national tour that now goes to over 100 communities, and we bring over 100 Russian artists from principal theaters around, from the major theaters. One ballet master is from the Mariinsky Theater. His name is Batalov, Andrei Batalov. He's a legendary artist on the level of Baryshnikov or equal to him. We have many artists from the National Theater in Kiev. There are three great theaters in Russia, St. Petersburg, Moscow, and Kiev. And in Brooklyn at the King's Theater, the company premiered the first season with King's Theater and has become a resident company. And one of the early directions of this company, our company, was to engage into the community. So we have a High School for the Arts of Brooklyn, children's choir, beautiful, beautiful artists, young children. And we have Irina's company from the Brighton Ballet.
So let's bring Irina in. You have the job of preparing the next generation to ascend to all those heights. And that's a great tradition that you are following from Russia and seeded here in Brooklyn now.
Yes, I think it's an unbelievable opportunity for the community children from Brooklyn to be a part of such a great performance with so many professional dancers and unbelievable costumes and scenery. And we are very excited every time when Olga comes and chooses the children to participate in this great performance. It's a lot of excitement in the whole community. Everybody wants to be a part of it.
I bet they do.
And we're trying to take as many children as we can in order to give them an opportunity to perform in this great Nutcracker.
Olga, how do you pick? Is it like Dance Moms Brooklyn up in there? With all
it's not as dramatic, I would say, but you know, the kids are trying their best to show what they achieved. You know, they're so young, and they have to have at least 1 year of ballet professional classical training, and then depending on the older kids, they should be able to perform on point, and we have certain roles for younger and older kids, and we also have the variations, and that's very demanding for them. So they're trying their best to show how they can perform and what technical qualities they have achieved. And I think it's very healthy for them. It's a very healthy competition in this age because, as Irina already mentioned, we're given the opportunity for as many kids as we can have in the performance, staying in the professional top-level company, but it's not as rough as what they will have when they will grow up, when, like, we're talking about the big ballet competitions.
That's a good point of
right,
entry.
that's a very good point of entry, and that opens their eyes, and as long as the professional cultural exchange between, Russian principals and professional company, and we're giving these kids the opportunity to be a part of it, and that would bring them great memories. And as I travel around the country, and I see many kids growing up. That's my 5th year working as an audition director,
and keep coming back,
and I keep coming back. And here we have a girl that is performing professionally in the theater, and we have like another male dancer that already doing the variations, and he started when he was 7, and now he's doing the variations. So I'm very happy to see that.
Very cool. It's a good legacy. It's a good legacy.
Yeah.
And a great tradition for folks in Brooklyn to go and see every year and see who you can spot from year to year as they grow.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this performance, this December that we're going to be seeing it.
King's Theater, December 3rd. Ticketmaster or Nutcracker.com.
Is it only one night? Only
One night.
Really?
Only one
Come on.
night?
December 3rd. We can't get 2 nights out of here at least. Talk to him. So we get at least
What
2
can we
nights.
do?
But December 3rd.
Well, the company plays Los Angeles, Chicago,
Woof.
New York,
You
Houston.
bring the whole circus to town. You have trucks full of sets and costumes that crisscross the country.
There are 9 trucks.
Wow.
And the operation occurs overnight, really, from midnight to the next morning.
Yeah.
And there are roughly 1,000 crew members combined.
Yeah.
Combined that are all union.
That's important. That make the show happen in all the cities, and they're going to make the show happen at Brooklyn's King's Theater, the beautiful historic theater with
Have
the
you been to
beautiful
the King's
historic.
Theater?
No, this might have to be my first time.
It's the most beautiful theater in
Wow,
New York
saying,
City.
hook
Barbara
me up. I'm
Streisand.
free December 3rd, so we'll be there.
We would love to have you. Really, it's an incredible.
I'm free.
Date night.
You're free.
Date night.
December 3rd, we'll see you at the King's Theater for the Moscow Ballet's Great Russian Nutcracker. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank you
today.
so much for joining us, all of you.